What can be done with metals, glass, and wood after demolishing a building? Aluminum is widely used in construction, appearing in windows, doors, curtain walls, and partition walls. One of its greatest advantages is that it can be recycled many times without losing its properties. Recycling aluminum requires only about 5% of the energy needed for primary production, making it an important part of sustainable construction. Recycling aluminum is highly profitable. Once produced, aluminum can be recycled repeatedly, while retaining its full performance characteristics. The process consumes only about 5% of the energy required for primary production, which significantly reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Currently, around 75% of aluminum is recovered, but experts believe this figure can be increased to as much as 90%. Recycling 1 ton of aluminum saves approximately 6 tons of bauxite and prevents about 9 tons of CO2 emissions. Globally, aluminum recycling helps avoid more than 100 million tons of CO2 emissions every year. Aluminum can be recovered from multiple sources, including dismantled building materials, cans, and used car parts. Scrap must first be sorted and cleaned by removing paint, varnish, oil, plastics, iron, minerals, and organic compounds. This technical process depends on the origin, chemistry, and previous use of the material. Once cleaned, the scrap is crushed in granulation machines, heated in furnaces until molten, poured into special molds, and finally processed into its end form. Through rolling, for example, molten aluminum can be turned into thin sheets. An example of good practice is the use of curtain walls made with recycled aluminum. The innovative Wicona facade system, developed with aluminum recovered from end-of-life products, demonstrates how this material can be successfully reintroduced into modern buildings. Glass is another important recyclable material in construction. It is commonly used in windows, curtain walls, and glazing, and it can be recycled many times by reusing it as cullet. Glass recycling plays a key role in sustainable construction and in reducing CO2 emissions. However, in the production of float glass, cullet from other industries cannot be used. Only flat glass cullet can be added to increase the recycled content of new glass. Using cullet offers significant benefits. Recycling 1 ton of cullet reduces CO2 emissions by about 700 kilograms. It also saves 1.2 tons of primary raw materials such as sand, lowers the energy consumption needed to produce float glass, and reduces the volume of waste sent to landfills. Different types of construction glass can be recycled. This includes float glass, low iron glass, dyed glass, coated glass such as magnetron sputtered, or pyrolytic coatings, as well as relaxed, thermally reinforced, hardened, or etched glass. To recycle building glass into new float glass, high-quality cullet must be ensured. Manufacturers use 2 sources, pre-consumer and post-consumer cullet. Pre-consumer cullet comes from waste generated during production, such as cut-offs or defective batches, and is reintroduced directly into the manufacturing process. Post-consumer cullet, on the other hand, comes from end-of-life products such as windows, facade panels, or greenhouse glass that have been dismantled and collected for recycling. Not all types of glass are suitable for recycling. Laminated glass with materials other than PVB or EVA cannot be reused, nor can fireproof glass with intermediate layers, reinforced or very thick glass over 12 mm, electrochromic and photochromic glass, or glass containing electrical components, borosilicate glass, ornamental glass, enameled glass. Glass with digital printing, solar panels, and mirrors are also excluded from the recycling stream. The process of recycling building glass begins with collection and segregation, where glass waste from demolition or renovation is sorted according to type and thickness. The glass is then cleaned of foils, metals, and other contaminants. After cleaning, it is crushed into smaller pieces and melted at high temperatures. Finally, the molten glass is formed into new products such as float glass sheets or insulation materials. Wood is another material that can be successfully recycled after demolition. Wood waste includes both products and elements that are no longer suitable for direct use, as well as leftovers from processing. It can be divided into 4 groups. The first group includes processing waste, packaging, and pallets. The second group covers wood-based materials such as chipboard, MDF, and furniture. The third group consists of structural elements like beams, trusses, doors, windows, and fences. The fourth group includes wood that has been chemically treated, such as impregnated rafters. Group 1 wood is the most valuable for recycling because it contains no chemical additives. Wood recycling brings multiple benefits. It saves natural resources by reducing the need for tree felling and helps protect forests and ecosystems. It lowers greenhouse gas emissions since wood in landfills produces methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. Producing products from recycled wood also requires less energy than processing fresh timber, leading to cost savings. Finally, recycling reduces the amount of waste sent to landfill. Several types of wood can be recycled. Solid wood from furniture, pallets, or construction can be reused, as can chipboard and MDF, provided they are fragmented and cleaned. Impregnated wood may also be recycled once protective chemicals are removed. Even wood from demolished buildings can be processed, as long as nails, screws, and other metal fittings are taken out first. The wood recycling process starts with the collection of timber from households, construction sites, and industrial plants. The collected wood is sorted by type and quality, then chipped into smaller pieces. Contaminants such as nails, screws, paints, and varnishes are carefully removed. The cleaned and chipped wood is then processed into new products such as chipboard, MDF, paper, compost, and biofuels. Recycled wood can be turned into a variety of products. It is commonly used to make chipboard, MDF, paper, and cardboard. It can also be processed into compost, mulch, or biofuels such as pellets and briquettes. Beyond industrial uses, recycled wood can be used in furniture production, interior design, playgrounds, and elements of garden architecture.